What is the hardest thing that you've ever had to go through in your entire life? Was it learning something new? Was it learning how to ride a bike? Or was it perhaps losing someone close to you? The hardest thing that I've ever had to go through was leaving my parents when I left for college. Although getting out of the house that you were sheltered in for your whole life seems to be exciting and many people look forward to, for me, I never wanted the day to come, and when I had to leave my parents, I was devastated. The reasons I was devastated is because my parents have always been my best friends, they're my backbone, and they have taught me responsibility all throughout my life. Finding people to be there for you is hard. Finding people that you can trust is even harder. In most cases, the only people you can trust and the only people that are there for you at any time of the night is your parents. Who's there for you when no one else is? Your parents. Since I was little, I would much rather spend the weekend home with my parents rather than go hang out with my friends. And even as a teenager, it was still the same way. While other teenagers went and hung out with one another, I was with my parents. And looking back on it, I don't regret it in the slightest bit. Leaving for college meant not just leaving my parents, but leaving my best friends. And that most definitely still is the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through. Showing complete selflessness and supporting whatever decision that is being made. Providing love and support regardless if a poor decision was made, and understanding that people make mistakes in order to learn from them. Not leaving your side when things get rough. That was definitely my parents. When seeing your parents every day, you take for granted having someone to ask you how your day was, and if you had a bad day, being able to have someone sit down and talk to you about it, and wipe away your tears if there is any. Having someone have your back and support you regardless of the outcome, or was really the right thing to do because they care about your happiness. That was my parents. Responsibility is installed into people's brains, even as a young child. In elementary school, I remember my parents packing my bag for me the night before and leaving lunch money on the table for me to remember to grab in the morning. And each morning they reminded me 50 times to grab that lunch money and to remember to grab my backpack that they helped me pack the night before. Going off to college meant paying for my own stuff, waking myself up in the morning, being my own alarm clock, and not having my mom there to yell my name 50 times and wake me up. I don't really think anyone can prepare themselves to be a responsible adult. Becoming responsible is something that hits people in different ways at different times. Regardless, I seen it coming and I was not ready, and I didn't really know how to prepare myself to become responsible like my parents. But they helped guide me to become a responsible young adult. With all that has been said, my parents have always been the ones that were there for me, which makes them my best friends. They're there regardless of the time, no matter the situation, they're there. They have always been my backbone, always there to support me even if I'm in the wrong, and they have guided me to become a young, responsible adult. Although freedom from your parents seems to be a good thing, in many cases it is a good thing to experience the world around you without having someone beside you. Missing them is the difficult part, which some people don't realize that they would experience. Leaving my parents was indeed the hardest thing that I have ever had to go through. But when I left, they remained my best friends, my backbone, and still helped me become a young, responsible adult. At this time, you should take a couple minutes and just be thankful and acknowledge everything that your parents have done for you, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here.